when we talk about artificial intelligence, people normally imagine Terminators. And I think we are very preoccupied with machines taking over the world. We already are very dependent on technology as it is. Imagine that everything that depended on technology didn't work today. We wouldn't be here today. So my very simple message is that we need to embrace the fact that we are very dependent on technology. And instead of going to war with machines, we need to actually think how to live in harmony with these algorithms and machines and how to make the systems, automated system, work to the benefit of the society. And it's okay to be dependent, but it's more important to think, well, is not in terms of whether there is an existential threat, but there are more practical problems now that we can solve. The problems of digital divide, the problems of inclusion, the problems of inequality are far more important right now than thinking that Terminators will come and kill everybody. Australia provides a perfect environment to be working on inclusion issues because there are many different divides in the society. And at the same time, there are a lot of technological opportunities. So the science here is really great. And we have really interesting problems that we can work on. So for me, that was the initial drive. Well, another drive for me is I have a great team now and fantastic management team in the university who is really trying to make a difference. And that is really inspiring for me as well, just looking up to my management and to see how they support our sometimes quite crazy ideas, crazy scientific ideas. But we are really, I feel really supported at CSU.
Why is it so important to have something such as a Cyber and Data Science Institute in the regions in Australia?
Well, if you look at the current technology landscape, the majority of benefits from emerging technologies are actually taken by people who live in urban areas. So we have all sorts of systems in urban areas and a lot of infrastructure in urban areas, but equally we do have infrastructure that is extremely important in rural areas. And we have, if we take cybersecurity systems, we actually have no protection, and we don't know how to deal with situations when we have limited resources and we need to build effective systems there. So this work is extremely important, and this is the work that we're trying to do. So we actually are trying to see how we can build great technology in the region where we have limited resources, where we have sometimes problems with internet connection. I'm sure you have been to regional Australia and you drive out 3 hours away from Sydney, you lose connection. So yeah, a lot of work that we do is in what we call this minimum viable supply chain systems, meaning that if a part of supply chain is not working, how can we make sure that we still have functioning systems? So, for example, during the pandemic, right, we had the entire states were closed down, or cities were closed down. So that means that you have very limited access in and out of the city. So how do we build algorithms, AI-driven system and emerging technology system that actually allows us to still function as a nation in these environments?
How does your work actually facilitate that, though, at the Institute?
Yeah, so the new idea about it, well, we usually talk about responsible artificial intelligence or trustworthy system, but much more important problem is inclusion in technology. Because technology can be a social lift, but equally it can be something that drives inequality and makes outcomes really unequal for a lot of people. So what the work that we do actually targets understanding what are these diverse opinions in the society and how we can build a system that is adaptable to these different needs and wants and understandings and culture and values of people in different areas. At CSU, we have a Global Digital Farm. So Global Digital Farm is absolutely amazing place, so everyone should visit. I highly recommend it. So this is a huge commercial farm with lots of land where we are actually able to do some really cool experiments. For example, if we needed to test systems with solar panels and drones and robotic dogs at the same time and see how all of this technology can help farmers, and importantly, how we can educate farmers about using all this technology in rural area. Well, Global Digital Farm is an amazing resource. This project for me is an opportunity to show how we can make a difference in a small community which has nationwide reach, of course, but actually demonstrate how we can also work with a local community to initiate cultural change. Australia is a perfect place because it's a very complex landscape, a lot of cultural issues. You need to tread very carefully, but at the same time, this is a place where you can make the most difference because of the issues that are there, right? And if you can in my case, if I can improve, life of one person, I think it's worthwhile. So we actually do good science.